So our next topic, the next thing that we're going to talk about today is more information about the team Avasanyan's statement and complaints um, regarding his loss to Terrence Crawford. But before we even get into that, guys, we just want to say if you guys like our content, hit that like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to keep up to date information. So let's get into this. And this is directly coming from the boxing scene. It was published 5 days ago. Unfortunately, we weren't available to do this 5 days ago. um, this was published and done by Jake Donovan, and this is what it had to say. So it's talking primarily about the Nebraska Athletic Commission. And the start of the sixth and deciding round was delayed when referee Spark Lee called time upon observing that both of Crawford's gloves, provided by Everlast, and let's put that out there, were coming apart at the seams. Avasanyan was ordered to stand in the neutral corner while Lee escorted out Crawford to the ropes, where his gloves were examined by a member of the Nebraska Commission as well as an on-site WBO supervisor. The decision ended with the agreement that they would allow the round to proceed before switching out the gloves to Crawford's second approved set before the next round. All right. So there are stipulations about everything going on. According to Chapter 4, Rules 006.01 and 006.02 of the Nebraska Athletic Commission Rules and Regulations, all gloves must be furnished by the promoter and in new or in good condition, and also whole, clean, and in a sanitary condition. The third and final part of the rule states that all gloves must be examined and approved by the commission. If any padding is found to be insufficient or the glove are otherwise imperfect or ill-fitting, the gloves must be replaced before the bout can begin. Man. And here's Rule 00.604, which stipulates that if a glove breaks or a string becomes untied during the bout, which is really important because this happened in the middle of the fight, the referee will instruct the timekeeper to take a timeout while the glove issue is being corrected. All gloves must be checked by a commissioned official prior to the start of the bout. Any snagged, torn, or unfit glove will not be approved for the competition. Keep that rule in mind. So, rarely do any new gloves disintegrate in this manner, and Everlast have vast experience in manufacturing. However, used gloves can split at the same seams, which raises suspicion as to whether these gloves had been previously worn and dried, weakening the construction and stitching, is one of the complaints pointed out by Team David. And further complaining that they filed 10 different complaints about what's happening to their lead counsel. And one of those is who added the TC logo to the gloves, where the gloves put on TC, the same gloves unworn and new that was presented in the rules meeting and agreements. Was there a commission inspector in the dressing room throughout the entire process? Did anyone from Team Crawford have access to the gloves and break the original packaging prior to the rules meeting? Why did the referee and commission not insist on the gloves being changed immediately? What was the reason behind that? That's pretty valid. Why was it deemed appropriate to allow the round to continue with the fighter wearing visibly defective gloves? And the last thing is, at the conclusion of the bout, did the commission seize the gloves and spares with a view of investigating the cause of the defect as evidence? Where are the gloves now? Are they available for inspection by an independent party? So those are the things filed in complaint in conjunctions as to why Team David is making this legal case. I want to pass it to you now, Isaiah, or guy number one.
All right, guy number two.
What's going on
Thanks
here,
for
man?
passing. For you guys who don't know, by the way, this is like short bit, but we get called guy number one and guy number two because of a comment. So now we're guy number one and guy number two. Mark being number two for some reason, even though he's like the first letter in M and I, but you know, whatever. But anyway, after listening to that information,
Mhm.
and Mark mentioned to me earlier that that David is looking for a change on the W. Is that correct?
Well, he's
Right?
he's he's trying to find something. Yeah,
But he wants a basically like a
a
uh
no contest type
he
of thing.
yeah, like a no contest kind of thing, right? Um, okay, that part I have some notion on. I would agree with David's fight against the commission. And because you know this is not that probably wasn't Terrence's end.
Hmm.
Uh, you know, we were talking about earlier about like the logo on the gloves not being there before and whatnot. I don't think that has anything to do with the holes in the glove. That mainly, I'm pretty sure TC was wanted to do his little brand thing, for himself, put on the gloves. Um, but I like Mark made me kind of think about it like in my shoes, right? If I was in David's shoes, what would I do if I found out that the dude's gloves were were defective? Yes, I'd make the fight, and I'm glad he's doing it against the commission instead of Terrence Crawford himself. Um, but at the same time, I would be like contemplating whether this is about the W, by the way, being turning the W or an L in David's case, turning the L to a no contest. Um, is that Terrence Crawford caught David with a really nice comp. He's been doing that all night, by the way. Um, he's been like throwing like triple uppercuts from close range, right? Really nice combos. But the last combo that ended David's night was an uppercut. It was an uppercut which lifted the head to a fantastic looping right hook. It's kind of hard to see, but and it's really fast. But he pulls like a the timing was pa pa. It in that position, you are more likely to get knocked out, especially if your head is lifted and is exposing like the cheek point right there, or like the whole side of his face is just open. So um I don't agree with the turning it into a no contest because of the gloves because you clearly got knocked out via really good skill, you know? So I would say money compensation, sure, but I'm not sure about a W or like a no contest, or even a rematch because of that. He did get pieced up for like 6 rounds. Um, he got pieced up for 6 rounds and a really nice combo. And after looking at a bunch of videos, it's like looking at the comments that are fairly recent too, like talking about like 2 days ago, which when this news was still fresh, you know whatnot.
Mhm.
No one's really saying anything about the glove. They're just mainly saying like that Terrence Crawford, um, that Terrence Crawford had a really had a higher level of boxing in a way. So I'd agree with that too. I saw the fight. Um, I mean, I was just kind of confused as to why there was so much work put into this glove matter when clearly, in my opinion, it was a skill gap. And he just got caught really good. So, but I do like his fight against the commission, and I hope he gets some money compensation. What do you think about that, Mark?
Well, it is not about a money compensation. Avesanian's record would be for the Nebraska Athletic Commission to change the verdict to a no contest. Uh, right, that's the main thing that he's trying to aim for.
Yeah, I know exactly. That's why I hope he gets some. I'd be looking for money compensation. I agree with that, but if he's
I
looking
I
for
don't think
no contest, then I'm like,
I don't think money compensation will be awarded.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, I don't disagree with you on the skill gap, right? However, if I was in David's shoes, and all of a sudden, think about it, skill gap or not, right? You're in that moment, your opponent's gloves start ripping. It doesn't matter where, right? It's just defective as a whole. It starts ripping. You get knocked out. Previously, he was piecing you up, nothing happening until the gloves rip, right? Then he knocks you out. In your head, as an opponent at that very moment, you're like, yo, that's unfair. They should have taken out the gloves. This, that, and the third. Why did the commission allow him to continue on with clearly, visibly defective gloves? I call shenanigans here. I call corruption, whatever he wants to call. And I completely agree. Like, David should pursue this in a legal matter. And and I think it's pretty important to note where who was in possession of the gloves previously. Because one of the things is like the commission holds the gloves before the fight even happens. They hold it in a safe location so no one can
Mm-hmm.
tamper the gloves, right? Even though you said like, oh, TC just put his logo on it to just like expose his brand. Well, how did he put the logo on the glove when it's supposed to be in a secured and safe location?
I don't know. Maybe like,
I know TC's a big name, right? He
is it
can
a sticker? Is it a sticker? Or is it like just branded on there? I couldn't quite tell on the
because if it
glove.
if I don't think it might be a sticker because it's gonna peel off. I think it would be branded on there, so that means it would have to be heated, right? Which is one of the things that David's team noted. He's like, there has to be something going on because those gloves weren't the same ones from the agreed upon meeting, right? You gotta follow the rules and regulations that were placed by the commission, by the athletic commission. They should follow that along. And
So, yeah, no, I agree with that. Like, it's, was it a dumb idea to put for a TC to put his brand on there to kind of add fuel to this fire? Yes, but think that he I don't think that he deserves because of that to lose the W on that bout.
yeah, but
So
he's not gonna lose the W, but he's not gonna gain an L. It's just gonna be a no contest.
yeah, but it's not a dub though. You worked kind of hard for that. I mean, shit, I'd be kind of mad if I like worked
Yeah,
really
but
hard and then all I know was a no contest.
the thing is, again, it's the sole possession from point A to point B. Who had the gloves? How did that happen? Where did the gloves go? And now they're asking, can we see the gloves to like actually inspect it, right? Because um, you can do an inspection on the gloves and see whether or not it was tampered based on just analyzing it. Have someone on a third party, independent party to look at it, who is an expert at this, and they're just asking all these questions just so they can have some kind of satisfactory outcome that David can be happy with, which I have no problem with. I have no problem with that because, again, it just seemed very odd to me that the commission didn't want to replace the gloves. They're like, we'll replace it next round. And then the next round happens. No, during the round, TC knocks him out, so they couldn't replace it. And he was fighting in the ring with defective gloves, which is not entirely fair because, again, he has an advantage at that point, which is his gloves are defective. Whether or not that plays a great factor into his win, I do agree with guy number one that it is like a skill gap. But in terms of a legal sense, and looking at this from that perspective, man, TC got a legal battle on his hand to deal with.
Yeah, because like I mean, okay, in that sense, like I mean, it's hard because
But it's
it's I get it, like it's defective, but like it's the middle of the fight. You're talking about like four, five round up until sixth round. Then you find out the glove's defective. Then you decide to go to sixth round, and it like
well,
you know, it ends up being the knockout round. And it
here's
like there's time to rest within those in those moments. I don't know.
here's the thing, right? You remember Antonio Margarito, the guy who put like cement in his gloves?
Yeah.
No one knew he had cement in his gloves until way later on.
Mm-hmm.
Like he battered an opponent, Miguel Cotto. He beat him up so bad this man was bleeding tears, right? And luckily, the next fight over, when he faced Shane Mosley, Shane Mosley's team saw that they were placing cement in this man's hand wraps. No one knows if someone is cheating until it is too late or it already happened. It was already past. So I'm assuming from the perspective from David's team, even though they're not blatantly saying it, they want to know everything. They want to know from step 1 all the way up to step 10 what happened, and they want to see those gloves. They want to know what is going on, how did that happen, who put a logo on it, right? Again, I don't think that's a big deal putting a logo on a glove because, Canelo has his logo on his gloves, right? But, like, again, from the agreed upon meeting, that logo did not appear on those gloves, and the commission took it. So that means the commission gave the gloves to someone to put a logo on. Whether or not that person tampered with the gloves or not is a whole different story and a whole different conversation. But with the information given, David's team just wants to know what happened to the gloves from that moment until the end of the fight. Which is not really a big ask. It's just something they want to know. And if by some chance there was nothing wrong, no one tampered with the gloves, then David just has to pay the lawyer's fees. They're wasting everyone's time.
Yeah, I think yeah, no. Well, the reason why I'm saying is like it's a lot to ask for like a W change, especially from like TC side.
Yeah,
Like
but we'll
it's I don't know.
no, but if I'm not gonna say this, but if for some chance they found out that TC did tamper with the gloves,
I mean, yeah, that'd be like huge.
that'd be a different
That'd be
story. I'd be
huge.
like, yo, give TC an L and immediately ban that man.
Yeah, that I mean, but I don't think Terrence is the guy that needs to do that though.
No, I don't.
Especially with like if the fight was a lot closer, then yeah, sure. But like you're talking about like you could definitely tell a skill gap with these two fighters and then a knockout. So I would be kind of upset if I was TC and I put in that hard work. I pieced this dude up. I just wanted to put my logo on a glove. Glove came out defective, then I lose the fight because of things unrelated to my actual performance. So
But again, you broke the rules, man. It is what it is. You
I
got
wanted to put a logo on a
again
glove.
consequences. Your actions have consequences, my friend.
That is a big consequence for a logo on a glove, bruh.
Bro, to take a no contest isn't that big of a consequence. Like if they were like, you have to give David half of the purse you earned from the fight and take a no contest, that is a huge ask. And I'll be like, no, 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 no.
Wouldn't that be part of the ask though? Because if you make it a no contest, then what happens to the purse?
No, I
Because
mean, you would still get the purse. It just means they would have to do a rematch.
mm, I don't know about that one though. I don't know if I
I,
want to do. But if I was
I
TC,
wouldn't
man,
even.
I'll beat this. I don't want to do a rematch of this man. I beat his
No,
ass.
I'll be like, you want a rematch? Sure, why not? I'll just knock you out in round 1 and I'll head home anyway. You know,
Dude, I don't know. It takes a lot of work, man. It takes a lot of work
I
to
know,
prepare for
but
that.
still, like, I think what David is asking for, in terms of the 10 things he listed out, those are reasonable things to look at and make an assumption and make well educated conclusion based on the evidence provided to you to come to that endpoint that I want to know contest, right? We just have to wait and see what
Wait and
happens
see.
next. If by some
We'll
chance
see.
next year they were like, DC definitely tampered with the gloves. Look here, the stitchings came off. The only way you can do that is by using a sharp object. Then I'll be
Oh
like,
man.
oh no.
Then you can say that you called it, moment. We'll draw back to this podcast. We'll draw back to this one. Episode 27? Oh, sorry,
28.
28. 28. 20. Well, I'll draw back to episode 28 and we'll be there. It'll be like, oh my god, Mark, you were right. But I don't think so.
I don't think it
I
is
think it's
either,
gonna happen.
but all I'm saying is like David has standing to do a complaint here.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, but like for a dub though, I don't agree with that.
He's not asking for the dub.
No, no,
He's
no, no.
asking
Like
for the
like
no
asking
con.
for the dub to be taken away from Terrence Crawford. That's what I meant. Like
He's
he was
not trying to
asking for no
ask.
contest.
He's not
So
trying to
that
ask to
that's
give
that.
him an L though. That's the
What was
difference.
that?
He's not trying to ask the commission to give TC an L. He's just asking, hey, remove that W and let's run
Yeah.
it back.
Oh man, that's a lot of work, man. That's a lot of ask. That's a lot of ask. Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see about
We'll
that.
we'll see though. We'll see though.
But hey, man, let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. Whether or not this is a waste of time. Does
Yes.
David got something here? Is there something really going on? Is this gonna
No.
be like a Margarito type of moment where we realize TC's been cheating the whole time?
I'd
Who
be I'd be really
knows?
sad.
If it
I'd be
was
really
that, I'd
sad.
be like, all right, I lost faith in boxing.
I lost respect. Yeah. I don't think that's the case though, but we'll
I don't
see.
think that's the case either. I think it's a waste of time, but I'm arguing for the other side, being the devil's advocate. So let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. So, thank you guys for listening to the M&I's podcast. If you enjoyed our content or have anything to say about the things we talked about, please like, comment, and subscribe.
And for sure, we are improving every single day. And we always strive to give you the absolute best from the M&I's podcast. Help us reach that 1,000 subscriber mark. And we will see you guys next time. Peace, guys.
Peace.